Hey everybody, it's Jasmine, and in honor of Black History Month, I wanted to actually do something a little creative. I've never done a video like this on my channel before, but I wanted to talk about 5 brands that are not inclusive or that I think should be more inclusive in this year or maybe next year if possible. I think we can all agree that a lot of companies fail to even release a tan shade, and a lot of the times foundation shade ranges for some brands literally go as dark as me. And I'm a medium skin tone, and I think that's really sad. So in this video I wanted to talk about 5 different brands, but in case you are wondering about the makeup look that I have here, I am filming a 3-look 1 palette video featuring the Kaleidos Club Nebula palette that I hope to have up next week. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'm really excited about this face right now, but let's go ahead and start with the first brand, IT Cosmetics. I want to give IT Cosmetics the benefit of the doubt here because they have been expanding their shade ranges for the CC creams, but you know what? I feel like there's a really weird trend with IT Cosmetics because I've noticed this on myself and other people, especially when I have seen reviews, is that they always stay super neutral. They don't have a wide variety of undertones, and a lot of the times, like when I use their CC cream, it looks so ashy on me. So I have a really strong yellow undertone. So a lot of the times when anything labels itself as neutral, it turns out really pink or really ashy, and I have to pile on a lot of bronzer. I have to go in with a lot of banana powder just to even it out. And although they have been expanding the shade range, I feel like they also need to expand on the undertones as well. And I just think that that's an issue for a lot of brands because some of the times they say like, yeah, like look at us, we're expanding, we're inclusive, but also you have to realize that there are so many different people out there who may be the same skin tone, but they just might be a little bit different. Like my sister and I, for example, my sister has a neutral undertone, but I'm a warm undertone, but we're literally like the same person. I have been seeing a lot of people shade Physicians Formula, and I'm actually not going to look away because it's something we should discuss. It's something that we need to bring to the table, and I feel like Physicians Formula had enough time to really put out all of the darker complexion shades that they needed to. And although I really do love their eyeliner, I haven't purchased from Physicians Formula in over a year and a half, and that's just because aside from the eyeliner, nothing else really piques my interest from the brand. I feel like they've gotten really lackluster, and they have been called out since like the very beginning. As long as I could remember, since I started to even get invested into makeup, people always said Physicians Formula needs to come out with more than 2 shades of foundation. They need to have more than 2 shades of powder. Like they need to be more inclusive, and they've had the time. And I felt like when they launched their butter bronzer, it was definitely that time for them to shine, to come out and expand that line. And I get it, maybe you want to test the waters with a new product, so you put out a butter bronzer, see if people like it. If people like it, great, we can expand the shade range. But even with that shade expansion, it's not that dark. It's really weird to me. And I feel like even with all of the criticism towards the butter bronzer expansion, towards all of the other launches, it's like it goes through one ear and out the other with Physicians Formula, and it just really rubs me the wrong way with their brand because it really feels like they're adamant about not being inclusive and only marketing towards people who are of a lighter complexion. The next brand here I briefly touched upon in January. It is Wet n Wild, and I feel like Wet n Wild needs to really step it up. I'm kind of sick of it now. I feel like they had a lot of chances to launch a larger shade range, and although they have, you know, their foundation that seems to have a pretty good gradient, I feel like still with their recent launches, it's kind of going backwards. So they recently launched a concealer. It's called the Incognito Concealer. I was gonna grab it, but it's just easier for me to talk about it. They launched their Incognito Concealer, and at first I was in the store and I was making my purchase, and I saw that they literally had, I think, like 5 or 6 shades, and they were all ranging from like light to medium. Literally. That's not okay. Like, I don't know why brands are still thinking that it's okay to literally cut off a whole demographic. Like, it just does not make any sense to me. Like, if you claim that you want to be more inclusive, I don't know what Wild personally claimed, but I feel like a lot of brands try to claim that they're inclusive. But if you want to market yourself to everybody, I feel like it's just better to give your products out to everybody to consume. You know what I mean? And you might argue, okay, Wet n Wild is a cheaper brand, darker shades cost more to manufacture. Okay, I get it. But also at the same time, it's like, it's 2021, you know? It's like, you shouldn't be releasing 6 shades of concealer, point blank period. As some of you guys know, I actually work for Shiseido as their freelance makeup artist. I'm currently not working due to COVID, but I was very passionate about this. I kid you not, every single time I went into work, I was like, this brand needs to step it up. Like, I was really, really hardcore on this brand, and I feel like no one talks about it. Like, I feel like I am the only one who feels this passion because it pisses me off every time I see the display. I kid you not. Trish McEvoy. No one talks about Miss Trish. No one talks about it. Let me pull up a picture so I can get real riled up. Where do I begin? I think I know where to begin. One time I was at work, right? And the beautiful Trish McEvoy assistant was there, and she was helping a client find her foundation shade. Mind you, this client was probably in the deep dark category, and even the concealer that was the darkest shade couldn't even work as an under eye brightener because it was too light. Too light. And I literally watched her struggle to try and match her, and the lady was like, is there a shade darker? And I was just like, I was watching from afar because it was so embarrassing. Like, imagine that you want to spend and pour money into a brand who isn't inclusive, and you are trying to find a product to at least work on you, and it just doesn't. Like, do you know how bad you must feel to have that happen? And let's also address the fact that Trish McEvoy is not even cheap. It's not even cheap makeup. It's literally expensive. Like, it is so expensive. Like, during the holidays, Trish McEvoy literally has like this pamphlet of like a mascara, some eyelashes, and it's literally like $200. Are you kidding me? And let's also talk about the fact that her powder foundations have 4 shades and I'm the darkest. Miss Trish, that really grinds my gears because it just, how are you gonna make my shade the darkest? Oh, and get this, her Even Skin Water Foundation has 2 shades. It has 2. That really, Trish, you need to work on that. $60 for a foundation with 2 shades? Are you kidding me? Like, okay, even though I work for Shiseido, take this with a grain of salt and just take this as you will. Shiseido had the worst foundation shade range, with me still being the darkest. I was an 060 in their old foundation, or an 080, and that was like still pretty dark. And granted, they did have like a shade up, but it was a different undertone, and they completely trashed that foundation formula and came out with a brand new line of a different formula and with expanded shades. They made sure to include different undertones. They wanted to just eliminate all of like the random numbers, the number system that they had, just so that people can use their foundations and concealers and all the complexion products. And it's just like, Trish, get with it, girl. Get with it. Like, I'm so sick of this. Like, it's just really sad. I'm really going off on Miss Trish, but I really have to get it off my chest because it is something that I'm really passionate about. And you might even argue with me, well, Jasmine, how long was it when you had that interaction? It was about a year ago. So maybe Trish may have put out a new foundation. Maybe, I don't know. But I am looking on the Nordstrom website. I am looking right here. And I literally see like one foundation that has like a darker line, but it really is like, what is this? 7 shades? Yeah, 7 shades. This is off topic too, but sometimes I feel like brands sometimes get so annoyed with customer complaints like, hey, we need darker shades, hey, we need more inclusivity. I feel like some brands just get so annoyed and then they're just like, here, have some darker shades. Are you happy? Like, sometimes it feels like that, and it's not like they're doing it for the brand and to make it have a good reputation. Sometimes it just feels like, okay, have it, now shut up. Now, the last brand that I want to talk about is Benefit. I know, super random. No one knew Benefit was gonna come into the equation here, but I wanted to talk about Benefit because ever since they launched their Happy Foundation, I honestly couldn't even skip over the fact that their shade range was actual trash. I actually remember the very first time I saw it in person. I was at Disneyland and I was in downtown Disney, and I remember walking into Sephora and being like, I literally looked over and I was like, are there any more shades here? And I don't know, they just haven't really done much with the foundation line, to be honest with you. And I'm looking at it now on Ulta Beauty, and they have a good 12 shades, which, I mean, you might look at it real quick and be like, oh, but there are some dark shades. Yes, there are. But look, they have literally like light, medium. You might argue there's 2 tan shades and then the rest are dark, but it's kind of like you miss the whole tan and you also miss the whole medium spectrum. Like, it's not an even gradient, you know what I mean? And it's not like this is something that you could buy multiple of and then just mix it around. This is a $30 foundation, and if you're mixing it, it's like $60, you know, with another Benefit foundation. So in a sense, it's just like, it's not really worth it to me. And I do applaud them for, you know, having some diverse undertones for the darker ranges. I see that there are some neutrals. I see that one has like maybe like an olive undertone. I see some, oh, there's like 3 with like reddened warm undertones. But you know what, at least they do have like some undertones available. So I do applaud them for that. But again, I wish that there was more to offer, especially for those who like are borderline tan to deep. They don't really have anything right there for the middle ground people. So I just feel like, again, if they want to, you know, expand that in the near future, they totally can. I honestly have never heard of anybody raving about this foundation, so I don't know how large the market is for this, but I feel like they could do it. It's Benefit. They have money. Trish McEvoy has money. Trish has money. So that wraps up all the 5 brands I wanted to talk about, and honestly, this was kind of fun for me to film because I needed to get riled up about something, because honestly, these past few days has been a little stressful for me, and I wanted to take this time to just talk about my life real quick, because I just feel like these past couple of days have been so, I don't want to say worrisome, because that's not how I've been. It's just that my anxiety has been spiked in ways that I didn't know it would be spiked. Like, it was just really, really weird. So on TikTok, I posted a giveaway and it went viral. And I was very overwhelmed. People accused me of deleting comments. There was a lot of things going on, and I felt so overwhelmed. People accused me of like so many different things, and even though like I wish I could give out free products to everybody, at the end of the day, I did everything fairly, and I have peace with myself. Like, you know, I did the best that I could. I, you know, did what I had to do, and like some of these people were just really bad apples, and it kind of made me feel like I can't do another TikTok giveaway. Like, my YouTube family, my Instagram family, they're so nice, they're so warm, and it makes me feel so happy because I have a connection with you guys. While on TikTok, I feel like there's just such a different vibe where it's just like you get your attention for 3 seconds and that's all you get. While on YouTube and on Instagram, people are a little bit more invested in your life, and people actually want to get to know you, and people are a little bit more empathetic. Yes, empathetic. That is the perfect word that I could describe you all as. Empathetic, positive, amazing. And I just feel like TikTok. It's a little intimidating for me, to be quite honest with you. But you know, I just ended the giveaway today and I did what I had to do. So this video was definitely fun. I lit a candle, I did my makeup, and I feel so, so much better. And I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for being positive and nice, because you guys really don't know what goes on behind cameras, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand that, okay, well, she may be running a small business, but is she doing anything else? Like, aside from my small business, I also work 2 different jobs. So it's like, yeah, I got a lot going on for me. So a lot of the times your positivity really does help me. It really does help ease all of the stress that I'm going through. So thank you all so much, and happy Black History Month. Let's never forget ever. So hopefully we see some of these brands expanding their shade ranges to be more inclusive to those people of color. And I don't want to see any more brands where I am the darkest shade. I am sick. I am literally sick of that. So moving on, I hope that some of these brands definitely see this video and definitely take it with a grain of salt and take it as constructive criticism as opposed to just somebody attacking their brand, because quite honestly, some of these brands may have some really bomb products, but their complexion is just not it. So there we have it. I hope you guys all enjoy. If you guys want to see a video about brands who are inclusive, I will definitely try and film that for you guys for this month. And yeah, stay tuned for the tutorial on this look, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Peace out, Girl Scouts.